In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. Amen. I don't know what speaking in tongues is. Does anybody have a clear understanding of speaking in tongues? Sarah, can you do like, because Sarah, I know you know how to speak in tongues. Stop playing. You do have a mic. Where your mic at? Here, use Kevin's mic real quick. I want to be able. Yeah, we on right now. I want to be able to hear you. You'll be all right. You just wait. I will come to you. Sarah.
Yes.
Listen, can you please bless us with some tongues?
Well,
I mean,
no.
we get blessed with tongues in other ways, but
no,
seeing that this is a holy day, it's MLK Day. Only in America do you kill the motherfuckers that you don't want to see rise up and then make a holiday. Yeah. Boy, America's cold, boy. I tell you that.
No.
Sarah.
Well, yes.
Tongues, please.
No, you can't. It's inappropriate to do tongues.
Why is it inappropriate?
You're not supposed to.
Don't they teach y'all how to speak tongues in church?
Yeah, but not teach us. It's supposed to be a gift of the Holy Spirit.
They teach it.
They don't teach it. I was 14 years old the first time I spoke to.
And do you remember what?
You actually spoke tongues?
Spoke in tongues, yes. I was 14 years old.
I'm just saying, do you remember what you sounded like?
I don't know. It was a very cathartic experience. It was very cool. No, but I don't know what I said. You talk and the Spirit gives utterance. That's scripturally the scriptural.
Scripturally.
Yeah. No, huh?
It's your spirit is praying.
Exactly. In Romans 8, it talks about you pray. And what is it talking about? You can't pray. You can't understand. But the prayers that you do pray like that, it's like perfect. Like the Lord, like the Spirit is praying through you. I can't remember the verse right now. I had stomach problems this morning. I don't know.
This brother knows right next.
Get your mic.
Yeah.
Get your mic, and then we're gonna go to Dean in a minute. Get your mic from her.
It's too early for me.
They be teaching tongues. They teach all manner of tongues in the church.
Okay.
All kinds of tongues get taught at church. Okay. Dean?
Well, it's your prayer language. It's very direct. So let's say sometimes if I wanted to pray for this brother or yourself or anyone else, and I don't know exactly what to pray. Tongues, you can say, Father, I want to pray for Zoe, but you know what Zoe needs. You know where Zoe is at. So I'm just going to pray and use my prayer language, speaking in tongues. And when you pray in tongues, God, the Spirit leads you to say exactly what Zoe needs. Whatever, it's protection, guidance, whatever it might be. Because I might not know exactly what you need, but I feel like I have this sense, this connection. Like what you said, being intimate. It's an intimate language between you and God. And so praying in tongues allows you to connect with God and get prayers answered that you might not get answered.
Interesting.
Switch mics. Okay. Switch mics. Am I back on now? Okay. So that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Okay.
Well, like he remembered that. That wasn't rehearsed.
No, I'm just saying that basically it's just your spirit being directly connected with God. It's so that your mind is not connected at all. In fact, it says, he that speaketh or she that speaketh in the unknown tongue, you do not know what you're saying, because it's the Spirit of God gives you the divine utterance, the words that you're saying. And it's a very close, very intimate thing with God. That's why she said it's not something you can just turn on like that. That's why she said that. For real. For real.
No, because in all honesty, what Dean just said is half true. We're spiritual beings, and yes, spirits can use us to speak or convey something. But the Bible is and this is where hermeneutics and exegesis and all that stuff gets in the way. Because the Bible is pretty clear. Them boys in the book of Acts spoke in other cultures' tongues. Now it says it in that book of Acts. I don't think it's chapter 2 or something, 2:11. That Holy Ghost 50 day after Pentecost. little church girl. 50 days Pentecost. After the crucifixion, they all up in the upper room for Pentecost. Yeah. Now what happened? The Holy Ghost came and inferred gifts. And one of those gifts was the ability to speak in tongues. Not it goes in the book. The damn book tells you what languages they actually spoke. Tunge, lingui. They went to other lands and spoke to those people in their tongue.
Their language.
Now, that meant they were speaking a different language. It was the Rosetta Stone.
Right.
What's the name of that? It's a software called Babel and Rosetta Stone, and it was the Rosetta Stone of that day. That's it.
Yep.
They went somewhere and spoke in other people's language.
Oh, you speak Spanish? Oh, well, okay, paso.
Exactly. You speak French? Whatever. You know, they were actually speaking languages that were intelligible to the people if you want to believe them stories. Now, I beg to differ. Excuse me. I beg to differ. I really beg to differ. Have you been in a church and understood
No, you're absolutely correct. So it may not be, if it could be a room of 1,000 people, and if all the 1,000 people may not understand what has been said, but then the Spirit of God might move on the pastor or someone in the audience who they will walk over to and give the mic, and that person would give the interpretation
Now, wait a minute.
of what was said.
The two people in this room that are advocates for jibbity. Keep skipping over y'all keep skipping over the scripture.
Yeah, what was scripture?
In the book of Acts, it tells you what gifts the Holy Ghost gave. One of the gifts is speaking in tongues.
Yes.
Some of the gift, prophecy. One of the gifts is speaking in tongues, and then it explains what speaking in tongue is. It said these people are going to different lands where those people speak different languages. Now, if you look up this word tongue in Greek, in Latin, in Arabic, it speaks of a language. And then it tells you the languages that those people spoke.
No, but oh my God. Okay, let me go to my Bible app.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Let me break out some technology on you.
Here we go.
Then it said, don't go somewhere and speak in tongues without an interpreter. How many interpreters be at the church saying, Hoda the Boko Shah actually means actually meant yes. God said yes.
In the Latin, Hoda the Bokasha means.
Isn't that fair? Isn't that a fair question?
Well,
Is it a fair question, Dean?
Yes, that's a fair question. But one of the things the Bible also says is that you shall receive power after the Holy Ghost comes on you. So I said that to say, years ago, 1987, I was in I don't have it here now, but I was in this competition for S-Curl. And I had flown out to Chicago, and the guy said that they were only going to pick 6 winners. And it was random 100 people that they had flown there that had qualified from a group of over 4,000. So when they flew me in, I was like, man, I want to win so bad because they were going to give the top 6 people $80,000 each. So right now, like how we're in this room, when we were backstage and it was 100 of us, I just went over to the side and I just said, Lord, give me the words to speak in tongues to you because I need that $80,000. I want to be one of the 6 winners. And so I prayed just for a few minutes to myself, stepped to the side and prayed in tongues. And then when they called out the top 10 people, I was one of the top 10. And then they said, and now we're going to give the money to the top 6. And they said, 6th place, this gentleman. 5th place, this gentleman. 4th place, Dean Chapman. So
now Dean, you know what I'm gonna say.
No, I'm just saying, I know what you're going to say, but all I'm saying, my experience is speaking in tongue works.
Let me say, no, that's you. You work.
You work. You're the guy.
If anybody knew, hey, I know his story now. If this ain't the jackpot winning this lucky, but he not lucky. It's part of it. I'm telling you, it's part of his spirit. It's part of his psyche, how he's built. If you heard his story on how he met Pete Carroll, he just sees Pete Carroll outside walking down the street, and he gets up and leave. Hold on, there go Pete Carroll. I got to go holler at him.
What's that, son?
He run over there and holler at Pete Carroll. Yo, man, I need your help. I need to do a whoop-de-whoop. Okay, well, come on, meet me over here tomorrow. What? Damn. So you being lucky, see, this is how y'all get people caught up. Y'all get people caught up with testimony. Well, let me give you a testimony on how it worked for me. No, it's how you worked. You're tapped in. Now, this is where we agree. I believe you are tapped into a higher source.
Okay.
You can be tapped into a lower source, but I believe you know there's a higher source you can tap into and manifest the things that you want in life. But oftentimes, we attribute it to some religion or some.
Outside of there.
It's you.
Instead of in here.
God doesn't end and you begin somewhere.
Right.
Okay, read your little scripture without a microphone. Can't nobody hear that.
Jude 20, well, 1 to 20.
Can't nobody hear it. Come over here.
Come on, girl.
Come on over here.
Come on, Cletus.
This is special MLK version. Not virgin, but version.
I'm just kidding so y'all can hear me.
Why
a little
you
bit.
off camera?
I don't want to be on camera.
Today you all cute and busty. Let people see.
Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all so real. Okay, but no, but the scripture said, but you, dear friends, as you build yourself up in your most holy faith, praying in the Holy Spirit, keep yourself in the love of God. That's good. You keep.
Ooh, that made a lot.
Yes,
of
this
sense.
made a lot of sense because you keep. But the thing is, you're building. It builds your faith up.
Yeah.
That means that it is a language that God understands. Just because it's a tongue that man doesn't
That
understand,
didn't say
is
nothing
what.
about language.
Yes, it does.
Read
you're
it again.
You're praying in the Holy Spirit.
Read it again.
Which happened. If I'm praying, that means I'm talking. If I'm
No,
talking,
read it
I'm in a
again.
language.
Read it again.
But you, dear friends, except so, as you build yourselves up in your most holy faith, praying in the Holy Spirit, keep yourselves in the love of God. Actually, it actually goes on to say, waiting expectantly for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ for eternal life.
Well, who wrote this book? What book is
This
that?
is Jude.
And who wrote the book of Jude? I don't know. Right. Okay.
Oh
so
my God.
It was Jude.
It was Jude, of course. It was cool.
Hey, don't be so sad.
What language was it written in? No, what language was Jude written in?
Hey, Jude,
You don't know?
don't be so sad.
So what group of people was that? Listen to me, sweetie. What group of people was that book revealed to? Was it revealed to everybody in the world?
Read this book.
and be brainwashed forever.
I'm just trying to.
Remember.
What?
I don't have a mic.
This shit crazy, man. It's cool. Hey, listen. Welcome to the MLK Day version of So What Show. I'm sorry. I'm a little turked up. Sarah was late. She had bubble guts.
Oh my God.
Listen, baby, you look good. Everybody get the bubble guts.
Come on, mama. Bubble, toilet trouble.
No, I heard she went to one of them roach coaches.
Oh, blurg alert. Blurg alert.
You know,
Blurg alert alert.
got some fake cheese or something.
Involuntary colon cleanse. Is that what you got?
All right, so this is how we normally start the show. We do the community empowerment. We had to wait a little bit because Jeff, of course, is.
I'm on time today.
Well, no, you're not on time. But this is a nice hoodie. I like this. This is very nice.
Thank you. I was about to say the same, and I was going to go a little further. I don't know how it's going to go because I know you're nice with them things, but I've thought of this is the first time I've ever thought about stealing from you, sir. That is fly.
It's Ramomar, of course.
That ain't worth breaking in your house for, but shit, that's
It's not.
nice.
I mean, it's a hoodie. It's very nice. It's Ramomar.
It's fly.
Thank you.
I got some
I
shit.
don't know what else to say.
I got some shit to go with that.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, you can't have it. Okay. So normally we do the community empowerment segment, and I want to get that started right now.
Right here.
You already know I've been encouraging people to support the holographic relationship. Now people are starting to catch on. Somebody sent me a video of some white man who clearly read the book, talking about it, spitting word for word. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
No, you said white man. That implies stealing without credit, doesn't it?
I mean, they do it with music. Hey, that's nice. That's ours.
He just Elvis'd it.
He Elvis'd me real quick. But again, I like that. So if you haven't gotten a chance
I like that shot.
to get the holographic relationship, you can do that right now at iamzowilliams.com. Listen, I'm just getting back in the rhythm. I got a couple of orders I need to ship out. It's just been New Year's. I've just been busy and running and doing all kinds of stuff. I promise we're gonna get those out to you.
We're not gonna
ASAP.
call out the white man that stole from you. We're not gonna do that.
No, I'm promoting something right now.
Fuck him.
Do you mind?
I just don't know. Oh, there's a baby in here. I can't be touched.
Space Marines hoodie. This is Donald Trump's new space.
Marines in the future. Yeah.
So yeah, the holographic relationship available on my website, iamzowilliams.com. Also go to amazon.com and get the relationship dismount. Everybody's talking about this book. Don't you hate dating people who think they're your equivalent in what you do?
Yeah. Because I like watching them come
What if
into
you
the
was
revelation.
with a woman, Jeff, who
Yes.
thought she was funnier than you, but wasn't?
That would suck.
Wow,
That would suck.
She tried to out-comic you.
Yeah, and she's not a comic. Yeah. Well, comics kind of deal with that anyway whenever we do radio. Whenever you go to a town to do radio,
Right.
the dude there just has to be funnier than you, and he's usually not. Yeah. In a relationship, ooh, that's
In a
rough.
relationship.
That's rough.
You should have said this on the punchline.
Wow. Thanks for illuminating that hell.
No, I'm just gonna say this has been my life, where I raise young souls.
Okay.
Young souls are attracted to this ancient soul,
Right.
and then I give them the vocabulary that they've never had
Right.
to make sense of the noise in their head. And next thing you know, they trying to counsel me.
Oh yeah. So Skywalker gonna tell Yoda what's up. Okay.
Yoda, you need to stop tripping.
Yoda,
I'm
dude.
telling you, we can handle this.
You need some kind of skull cap for them ears, Yoda. Something. 'Cause, I'm just saying. Yeah,
You
shut
wrong about Sidious, my nigga. You wrong.
Up. Well, your problem is you need to start focusing on stretch marks and grandkids. See, that's if you look for that in a woman. Okay, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. Keep you safe from transvestites and from sex. People get sex changes. When a dude get a sex change, he ain't trying to look like a woman. He trying to look like a girl. Okay, girls get you in trouble. Women have stretch marks and grandkids. Okay, there you go. Something like that with less attitude. Less attitude. A little less in the front.
Like that?
No, Flossie. Sister Flossie, come back up there. Yeah, Sister Flossie. You ever look at old women and try to figure out what they? You ever look at old women and try to figure out who pussy they was? Oh yeah, she used to fuck the Isley brothers. I can tell.
Oh, don't do that. Okay.
I'm the only one to do that. To look at old women and go, wait a minute. Yeah, that's Cab Calloway coochie right there. Oh God. Okay,
right,
enough,
right.
Uncle.
Here we go.
Is that Bo Jackson?
So look, like Bo Jackson.
All right, I'm sorry.
Damn.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bo Jackson with Vaseline on his mouth. Okay.
That's right. Bo Jackson's sister out here waiting on you, Keisha. I told you shouldn't have said that shit.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
Enough of my shit.
So go to Amazon.com for the relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship. It's available in 3 formats: Kindle, Audible, and paperback. So that's that. And then, don't forget, Total Package Energy.
Yes.
Everybody's got to get Total Package Energy.
Yes.
Everybody's got to get it. If you got something to do. You ain't got nothing to do, don't drink this.
No, You sure don't.
Very aware of how mundane your life is.
Oh my God, this house needs a paint.
Right. You ain't got nothing to do, don't drink this.
Yeah, don't drink this shit.
But if you got things to do, Total Package Energy, greatest energy drink in the world. Go to totalpackageenergy.com. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you.
Have you planning your life for the next 71 years?
Also, the hurricane report. You got it? Come on, little bubble. The hurricane report. Hey, I love this site. These are good people. Hey, man, I want that charcoal water.
What Jeff gonna have, man?
He could have one of these.
Oh, snap. Give me the red.
There you go.
From the ghetto, I like red.
Oh, you like the barbecue sauce?
Yes. I like the barbecue water.
Red, blue, purple.
Yeah, this barbecue water from Weed Juice. I love it. Right here.
Right.
I told him the name is barbecue water. He didn't listen.
He don't listen.
But yeah, the hurricane report. Listen, man. They got a lot of very good articles, man. I look at it as alternative news. Not alternative truth, but alternative news. An alternative news source. They're really dope. Check them out. Can you pull up the whole piece so I can? Yeah. Write it down. Take action. Maintain freedom. Go to their websites. Their websites, Instagram, social media handles are all right there. On Twitter at @VHReport with the number 2. Instagram is H_report, REEEPOORT. And of course, the website is h-report.news. Go check them out. Please support them 100%. Now, I got a lot of new designs for the Mansions gear.
Oh, shit.
Even though nobody has purchased a single Mansions piece in January. That's fine.
Okay.
When the new pieces come,
Oh, nice.
I don't want to hear nothing.
Nice.
I don't want to hear nothing
Nice.
when the new pieces
I could
come.
do the red.
Yeah, I got you, Jeff.
I could do it. No, how much it costs?
It's $85.
Well, guess what? I have $85
I'm just
handy.
playing, Jeff.
I don't accept gifts of what black people selling. If you selling something, I'm gonna give you money for it. This my dude. He can have my fucking rent money if he really asks, right?
No.
That's my man. But I'm not gonna just buy. I'm not gonna so hook me up. No, nigga, how much it costs? Because that's what Jews do.
Jeff know good and goddamn well. He not finna go that really.
Okay, I'll talk this shit. I'll get you to the side. Go. What I say?
All I got is my ring. And typically, what follows that is,
What you think we can do?
look now, I love you,
I love you.
but
I'll help you move. I gotta pay my rent. Right. Rent due. I gotta pay my rent. Rent due.
I gotta pay my rent now.
Rent due.
It's more than just me now.
Right? You know I got these kids over here now. Got these kids, these dogs, my wife. I got some shit I'm paying for over here now. No, I don't do that. I give you money for your shit. That's how we support one another.
That's crazy. So yeah, we got some new mansions here, mansion designs coming. Now, Kev, and then We Juice, and then we're gonna do a feature on my guy Dean.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so recently I offered this limited shirt as a prize if you sign up at my Patreon on my Patreon level, and it says, you can see it, no capitulation, and that's capitulation, because you know if you succeed in the system, you're gonna have to capitulate. So if you buy the Melanin, Great Book of Melanin Research, you will get a no capitulation T-shirt.
No capitulation.
So no capitulation, you can get that. So you buy the hard copy book, you'll get the no capitulation T-shirt, or you can get the Know Your Rights package. That's the Know Your Rights or the Constitutional Rights card plus the Know Your Rights package.
Can't nobody see that.
Yes, you can, goddammit.
No, you can't. It's a little card.
Freeze it and zoom the damn lens in.
It's a little card with some right now.
Freeze your phone and zoom in the lens.
It's a little card
So,
with some
Constitutional Rights card, something that you need if you get stopped by police if you don't know your rights, and plus the Know Your Rights manual, information that where you can sue the police, place a lien on their police bond if they violate your rights. So, realnoggets.com. Let's go ahead and cop that book.
Timmy Tight Top.
Yep.
Okay, really quickly, you guys.
Really quickly.
I want everybody in the chat room. It's almost 600 people in here watching us live on YouTube right now. I want everybody to say happy birthday to Timmy Tight Top.
Oh, happy birthday, Lelecular.
10,000 push-ups, Lelecular.
All right.
Films.
Films. Films. F-E-E-Y-U-M-Z. Films.
How'd you know it's my birthday? Yes, my birthday today. Yeah, man.
Birthday, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do something.
What? Some push-ups?
I don't know, some extra push-ups.
You know what I'm gonna do after this? I'm gonna run 8 miles.
Okay, there
in
you
Griffith
go.
Park.
There you go.
Griffith
Everybody
Park.
in the chat room, happy birthday, TTT.
Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Continue to support We Juice. Continue to be healthy. After I finish in here, I'm gonna run 8 miles. I always do a challenge every year on my birthday of something that had to do with athletics. So,
But I will say,
what?
I've been watching you on your birthday, and what happens is you run a little slower every year.
Wow. That's cool.
Now,
Hey.
it's way faster than the normal motherfucker that's 60. But
Wow, 60.
he's not 60.
Shit.
I'm
Shit.
just saying, though.
If
You
it,
be off a little bit every year. I be like,
Bruh.
oh, shit.
bruh.
That hammy catching up.
What? Oh, shit. Oh, there's the We Juice picture. So, go to We Juice, put in the Zowat code. You get 10% off. $10 off this month, the whole month of January for my birthday. I'm giving you a better percentage.
Yeah, man.
Or-
Let's
My
all
man.
give a birthday present by buying some juice.
Juice,
man.
yes.
Buy
Please
some
support
damn
We
juice.
Juice. The #1 program is a weight loss program.
Right.
You know, that's what you have 4 juices a day. You have 1 meal. Helps you become very healthy. And you can have more liquids in your diet besides eating so much food. So you have 4 juices a day, have 1 meal, and that helps you, put more nutrients in your body, and you lose weight at the same time. That's a great. It's a great program.
Let's
It's a great program.
Let's hit them.
Anyway.
Okay, you got to hit them where they at. Look here, let me tell you
You got
something.
some barbecue juice?
Right. Let me tell you something. About this weed juice. Every damn one of these that I have had, with the exception of the coconut one with the look like a big long toenail in it, I don't really like that one. But the rest of them, every one of these tastes like Kool-Aid that's good for you. That's the truth. They're delicious.
That's not true.
What? Which one don't taste good? All of them taste good.
There's one.
Let me be honest with you right
all
now, because
the
Jeff
way.
has done made up some shit. let me tell you the truth right now. You understand? Listen. this shit vegetables, okay? The vegetables
Tropical
ain't
pear.
always good.
Tropical pear.
That's not a vegetable.
Look, you think this, you think this is hella delicious. Look, tropical pear, pineapple, pear, apple, ginger, mint. But when you drink it, you know the difference between processed goodness
Right.
and
booze.
natural, healthy, good for you. So you like, I pick this up and I be like, tropical pear, good God Almighty, pineapple,
Good God
apple,
Almighty.
ginger, mint. I can't wait to drink it. And then when you drink it, you taste the earth, you taste
Yes. Who
Hey,
don't
you
like
taste
that?
the ground.
I like that.
You be like, the ground. I taste the soil in this. I'm just saying.
Hey,
This tastes like they raised this off of Pico.
So when he said it tastes like Kool-Aid, he lying.
No, it's good. This is good shit. It's good.
oh, that strawberry lemonade is really good.
It's a beast, bro. I
can't
haven't
go-
had. I just don't like the one with the toenail, the coconut, the toe with the long. I don't like that one. But the rest
Coconut.
of them, 99.78.
It don't have a toenail in it. It's actual coconut.
Coconut,
Nigga, it
man.
look like a long. You know them women. You know them women with the fingernails that's so long. You go, that heifer nasty. Ain't no way she wiping her ass with her fingernails that long. That's what the coconut look like. That's in it. That's all.
So
I'm saying.
listen, we have a special guest in the house.
I know. I'm acting like this in front of company. I apologize.
Yeah, man. Jesus. His name is Dean. And when I say he one of the luckiest people, that's why he came. And it ain't luck.
Welcome,
God
Brother
damn it.
Dean.
What does the Kabbalion say about luck? Do you remember?
I ain't got that far.
That's because you ain't read it.
I'm reading it now.
So then you should have read that part already.
No, I said, oh,
What does the Kabbalion say about luck? Nobody knows?
you make your own.
It looks like luck to you on this level of existence, but in actuality, it's a higher order of things, right? This dude is not lucky. I'm just telling you, I think he's divinely touched. I think he's divinely supported,
Divinely guided.
divinely guided. Cause I ain't never seen somebody with so many home run opportunities. Like, these ain't base hits.
Right.
These are home runs. Well, yeah, I did the Rose Bowl for 12 years. What? The Rose Bowl? Yeah, you know, my product was co-sponsored at the Rose Bowl. What? And as a kid, I remember, because I'm from Pasadena. And the Rose Bowl and New Year's Eve and, you know, being on Colorado, that was part of the whole get down.
Right.
And then the football game, because we used to get paid to stand in front of streets that people lived on and say, no, you can't park on this street. Unless
Give me some of that money.
taste to get you parking right there.
there. Unless it's just something you could put in this area.
But what I remember specifically are all those seat cushions from the Rose Bowl. Everybody had them goddamn seat cushions.
My man.
And this the dude who made them all.
Cleaning up.
Then, fast forward years past that, me and Kev, we USC football fans. So me and Kev, back when Pete Carroll, we was hella fans.
Reggie Bush.
I remember those damn seat cushions. Excuse me. I remember those seat cushions. Do you remember them USC seat cushions, them red ones, and then the white ones? That's him.
That was me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was me.
So we can play this lucky shit if we want. First off, prayer is words of power.
How about it?
You speak power into existence. You speak manifestation into existence. That's you. God gave you those vocal cords for a reason. To speak power into your life. I think this brother is on it 100%. Dean, talk to them about your newest endeavor.
Thank you, Zoe. Good morning, everyone. My newest endeavor is the stadium compliant products. In fact, we had a promo. Are we gonna lead in with the promo, Zoe? Are we gonna show the promo?
Do we have it? I sent it to you. I sent it to contacts.
Yes. And
You want to pull it up for us? You just keep talking, and when she gets it, we'll pull it up.
Okay, great. And it's the stadium compliant merchandise because this year, and this is one of my items right here, I'm officially licensed with Fresno State. In fact, those of you who saw me here, go Bulldogs. For those who saw me here before, the reason why I was connected here is because of the gentleman to our left right here, Quinn Jackson. He said, hey, man, I know a gentleman named Bobby that's always on this guy named Zoe Williams show. And, you know, his son plays here. And I'm like, who's Zoe Williams? I said, I know who New is. And he was laughing. He said, no, man, his father is the man on radio, TV. We got to meet him. I said, okay, we got to set this thing up. So long story short, here we are, the previous show, and then we're back now. But I'm officially licensed with Fresno State to make the stadium compliant products because this time next year, this is going to be, I mean, this is so regulated by the government now that our children will not be able to go to elementary school. They will not be able to go to middle school. They will not be able to go to high school or college unless we can see through your bag, period, across the country.
So this brother got the patent. So wait a minute.
The country.
He got the patent on it.
Yes, sir.
So now, going to a game, if you don't have a clear bag like that, you gotta leave your bag in the car.
Right, you have to go back to your car or check it in. And so...
and this dude has the patent on it.
I had the patent on the seat cushion. On the seat cushion with a poster board and a dry erase marker. That's what I had the patent on the seat cushion, poster board, and dry erase marker. But
Show him the seat cushion. You got it?
Yes, I have the seat cushion with me,
This
sir.
is the seat cushion we done seen all over the place. Now,
Those are my
it
seat
had
cushions.
Rose Bowl seat cushion, USC seat cushion. I'm like, this dude. And look, he showed me all of these commercials. Now, what's happening is he's probably going to expand to all these different colleges.
Yes, sir.
So your favorite college.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
Yes, I'm expanding my license with the NCAA this year, where I'll be making these literally for every college in the country, because the license. See what it is? They give you the opportunity. Take the book out. All we have to do is dot our I's and cross our T's.
Come on, bro.
Man. This is what Zoe was talking about when he said Pete Carroll. I mean, I'm the type of guy. There, right? We can pass this down. That's me and Pete. I'm the type of guy that
You want to show the people?
Yes,
Kevin,
let's show
you
them.
greedy nigga.
Show the people.
He said, I'm the type of guy.
Yeah. Now I'm the type of guy that if you give me an opportunity, I'm not going to play with it. For example, one of my hobbies. I mean, I do this for fun because I enjoy it. And I'm glad I'm sitting next to this gentleman with the weed juice right here. I go to the gym, but if I go to the gym, I said, okay, I'm paying these people my money for 30 days. They're taking my money. So I'm going to be here for 6 days out of the week. I'm going 6 days. And so if I'm going to be here for 6 days out of the week, while I'm here for at least an hour, I'm working to sweat. I'm coming here to work to sweat. So since I'm going to work and I'm sweating, I might as well say, hey, they got a competition. Well, a guy told me about 18, 19 years ago now. The guy said, hey, man, you look pretty good shape. You're in the gym all the time. You ought to get in this competition. So I said, I've never done anything like that. And so he said, well, get in this competition. So long story short, I got in the competition. My very first competition, I won first place. And so here I am now hand me that, Quinn. Here I am now at 62 years old, and this is my competition, my trophy from last year.
I was about to say, that ain't you.
No. I got in the competition last year, and this is the over 40. What does it say? What does it say?
Yeah, 40. Midway 2018, NPC Southwest Muscle Classic, Masters Bodybuilding, 40+ second place.
That's bodybuilding competition. So I'm competing against 40-year-olds. So my whole thing is, if I'm going to be at the gym, I'm working. I'm doing 30 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, 30 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, 30 push-ups. I'll do that 10 times. 30 push-ups, 10 pull-ups. And like, dude, what's happening with you? What's going on? And I'm like, look, man, I'm not in here playing. I pay my money, and I'm ready to roll.
So look, because let me tell you something about Dean. You could tell his mindset is one of winning.
Yes.
He does not have a loser mindset. One thing though, if you're not used to being around a winner, it could sound like filibustering to the commoner.
Yeah.
You don't right.
right?
People think I'm crazy all the time.
Hey, and when I tell
If
you,
you're not used to hearing winners speak,
and I'm telling you, he's got a million of these stories. He's done seat cushions
Dodgers.
for the Dodgers. He's done seat cushions for Snoop Dogg and his football camp. Before I play this promo,
Let me tell you what I'm offering right now.
Yeah.
This is what I'm offering right now, 2020, with Zoe Williams. In fact, our promo code will be Zoe 2020. When you call and you, or not call, when you go online to our website, which is expressyourselfsportsmerchandise.com. Expressyourselfsportsmerchandise.com, and you can find that on Google, that when you purchase one, and this is just for today, Dr. Martin Luther King Day, I'm going to give you 10% off. So for a $20 item, that means you'll only be paying $18. And especially, Zoe, as we were discussing in our meeting, for the first 1,000, and I know Zoe has a lot of people, but I'm cutting it off for 1,000. So for the first 1,000 people that calls and purchase one, I'll give you the second one free. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, but you got to use the promo code Zoe 2020. That's what we're doing
That's
today.
a deal.
And then also, I'm going to need each of you, because this gentleman has been so helpful with me, as Zoe had said on the previous show, Pete Carroll helped finance me. It's a gentleman named Terry Gubatan. Terry Gubatan, and his email address is tgubatan@vsedc.org. Terry Gubatan, and he works at the Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation. I went over to this gentleman like I did with Pete Carroll. They're right here in the community, Vermont and Slauson, and they are set up for minority-owned businesses. Like if you needed some money, like if you need $50,000, let's say you needed $200,000. These people have over $30 million. Yes.
okay,
It's a resource in the
wait.
community people don't even know
so wait,
about.
because we like 30 minutes into our 15-minute segment.
yeah, what you
So
talking about?
let
sucker?
me do this.
Watch it, sucker.
Watch it, sucker. Where
I
can
see
they
you over
get the seat cushions one more time?
The seat cushions, you go on to expressyourselfsportsmerchandise.com, and that's on Google. Just type in that. I know it's a lot, but expressyourselfsportsmerchandise.com. Our webpage will come up. When you go, you browse through the webpage and you purchase one of the items, it's $20.
Okay.
You can get the promo code is Zoe 2020, and then you'll get 10% off, and then you'll get one free.
Okay.
For the first 1,000.
So look, he did a promo. I want to see it. Let's see what it looks like. Play it.
Get them back.
Here we are, you guys, out here at the game. Fresno State versus Sacramento State. Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.
All 6 home games.
Oh, wow.
So,
And listen, let me just be honest. I got to be 100% honest, man. Like, I help all black folk that are trying to do what
They doing, yeah.
You know, I am not an advocate of any school that my son goes to. I just have to be honest. You have to like draw a line in the sand. I'm an advocate of my son.
How about it?
yes, sir.
I'm team new. I'm not
Right.
team Fresno or
The baby
team
boy.
Auburn. Like
Yeah.
his mama, his mama would get caught up like in the spirit. Orange and blue. No, it's new.
I am
new.
not concerned with the land where the lion roams. I am concerned with the lion.
That's it, man. So when I
With the meerkat. What? What? Wait, wait.
no, and I have to be 100% honest. Like I said, I'm an advocate of my kid. I'm an advocate of his well-being, and if he's happy and if he's doing well, I'm an advocate of that. So for me to bring in somebody who is doing something that's affiliated or associated with the school my kid goes to, it had to be solid. So I wanted to definitely bring in Dean and have him talk about his product.
I'm
and I
honored, brother.
appreciate it,
I'm truly honored. You know, and if I could say it one more time too, the Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation, hear me clearly, they are looking for minority-owned men and women businesses to fund money. You got to get over there, speak with Terry Gubatan. That's Gubtan is his last name.
Oh, so you did 2 commercials.
Yes, sir. Because this man,
That ain't how this works.
this man ain't playing with
Hold
it.
on,
You know, because that's the
I
first
thought
thing.
this had something to do with you.
Yeah, because the
Oh
man.
no, this Zubatan's commercial too.
No, this man funded me because see what
I delivered these NutriBullets
Yeah,
in
he's
my
real.
new Chevy van.
see because what happens what I really truly believe what happens with us is we look. I really believe a lot of people look for excuses. You know what I mean? Oh man, I would have started my watch business, or I would have started my T-shirt business, or I would have started my cap business, but I didn't have the finance. Man, I'm sitting here telling you guys on this show that these people will give you money if you come in there with an idea. They have on a solid thing. Fill in the blanks. You just fill in the blanks on your business plan because it could be your business, the juicy you T-shirt, me,
Okay, so
merchandise. It's real.
this is what we gonna do because clearly Dean is turned up. So this is what we gonna do. Dean, just stay.
Well,
just
yeah,
stay.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
I got to get a piece of Dean in the rant. Yeah.
Yeah, cause we done went way past.
Community empowerment.
This
Doing
is-
the infomercial.
What kind of long ass?
Yeah.
This is the longest
Is that-
community
is that
empowerment
broke jaw?
segment.
I appreciate you, my
How you
brother.
do a 50-minute community empowerment?
Right?
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
All right, we might as well talk about it. Current events. Dean, you might as well stay. Y'all got to
Yes,
share
sir.
the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
I want to know everybody's opinion on this. Y'all hip to Oprah Winfrey doing these documentaries about, sex
Black men.
offenders.
Yeah,
And
black sex offenders, yeah.
apparently she was pressured by Simmons, according to the New York Times. Russell Simmons pressured Oprah over her pursuit of an expose. And basically she stepped down because he pressured her. Miss Winfrey acknowledged that Russell Simmons pushed her to abandon a documentary about his accusers, but said her own concerns led her to pull support for the documentary.
No, Russell Simmons pulled her card and said, you know that shit you did in Cancun with the 5-year-old and the monkey and the chainsaw? I got that. You don't know how I got it, but somebody else gave it to me because you ain't the only one with paper. Maybe
With
you
the
ain't got
5-year-old,
and the
monkey,
chainsaw- and the
chainsaw.
You know that shit you did? Yeah. I got that, Oprah. I got it. Now, you pull your shit, I'm going to pull mine. That's what happened.
Remember that
She
monkey
backed
love
down.
that hollandaise sauce
That's
she
right.
put on it.
That's right.
Lord.
You got to bring ass to get ass, Oprah.
Monkey love that holiday.
That's right. That's what happened. Russell said, okay, you want to play? Let's do this. Let's play then.
I'm just saying, there's a monkey, hollandaise on that monkey.
Let's play. Right? Everybody like a little hollandaise sauce smeared on their scrotum. That's what the monkey was into. That's what you did. I just so happen to have a copy of that video. So if you want to flow, we can flow like that. And she said, you know what? Let me fold, because everybody don't need to know about me, the monkey, the 8-year-old, the hollandaise sauce, and the chainsaw. That ain't everybody's business.
Little monkey chutney.
Little monkey chutney on your nuts. Oh my God! See, that's what you yell. That's what you yell when you monkey chutney on your nuts. Nigga. Don't mean nothing. Monkey chutney on your nuts.
Y'all don't know what chutney is. Y'all need to look that shit
So,
up. That shit's funny as
I want to know. I want to know, like, because I always like to know the thought behind the thought of why somebody does something, right? So, if you pursued it in the first place, did you think he was guilty? Or were you pursuing it from a journalistic and an objective perspective to say, let's investigate this to see if there's something actually there? And we're going to do a show around it. Or were you actually trying to condemn this man because you felt like you had strong enough evidence to do so? And if you do feel like or if you could still feel like you have strong enough evidence to convict him by doing a documentary, why pull out now?
Well, I want to know about the leapfrogging through the line. Ain't Harvey Weinstein first? How about Roman Polanski?
Can they process my question first?
Okay.
Like my question was some lightweight ass question that don't need no thought process.
Okay. Well, I'll go back to playing
Well,
Sudoku
shit,
then.
I wanna know why they leapfrog through the line. Fuck your question, Zoe.
Go on with your little question then.
I got a more important question.
I keep my thoughts to myself till you call on me. Shit. How about that? Go on with your little See how I made it? That's some black female alchemy. Whenever you piss
Look at
off
that monkey chutney.
Monkey chutney. Look at that monkey. That monkey look like he's right in the middle of saying, "I bet I." You try to get this leaf, I bet I'll fuck you up. Look at him. Look at him. He got that I bet I look on his face. I bet I'll kick your ass. Come over here, I'll jump out this tree smooth on your ass. You heard about a monkey ass whooping. You about to get one. You come over here fucking with this
That
leaf.
monkey about to get a lawyer. I'm finna sue Oprah. That chutney burnt me.
That's right. I still got chutney burns on my. That's Oprah. Sue the bitch. Sue the bitch, Harvey. That's his girlfriend. Sue the bitch, Harvey. Sue the bitch. Now go back to the other one. Go back to the other monkey. Sue the bitch, Harvey. You damn right I'm gonna sue that bitch. I still got scars and stains on my balls. Now go back to the other monkey. Yeah, Oprah ain't shit. I don't give a goddamn. Sue her ass. You need to sue her. You goddamn right, baby. I'm going right to court. I'm going to monkey court. You damn right we're going to monkey court. I'm getting my hair done. That's right, baby. You goddamn it. I'm sorry. Narrating the monkeys. I'm sorry.
I mean, but I think it's... So, Kev, can we talk about, like, what's really going on in the world here? Because she clearly is presenting, like, an agenda, the Me Too, even sex trafficking and, all of these things that are happening in the world. And then my question is, she's part of the elite, and the elite are on that. The elite are on the little boy bangles. They on that.
Right.
Even when you look at the elite of Western culture, even the elite in the religious space, the Catholic Church, they own that. So I need to understand, how can you go after him? Because there's an illusion that black men are elite. There's nowhere on planet Earth that black men can be elite without some European white consent.
Come on, man. Come on.
Now, if he guilty and Harvey is not, and they're both your friends, what made her say Harvey, Russell? Harvey, okay, I'm gonna go with Russell. I need to understand the thought process behind it. Kev, your thoughts on this whole big sex ring and sex trafficking and organ harvesting?
That's it, nigga. That is the whole deal. If she's up there and she's in the billionaire club, she had to do something to get in there. She's a part of that circle. So she's the vein for them to get shit out into the public. And she's the biggest name. So what's the biggest distraction? If Oprah shines a light on something, everybody's gonna watch it.
Right.
And if y'all notice something, soon as they came out with that Pizzagate shit, and
Explain to people who don't know.
The Pizzagate was where the whole scandal where they had supposed to been setting up child trafficking, sex trafficking through this pizza restaurant.
Rape, sacrifice,
Right, rape, sacrifice. They were doing all these rituals with children through this pizza restaurant. And then that shit came out, excuse me, with Hillary Clinton and John Podesta. And when all those emails came out with that Julian Assange, what was that, WikiLeaks? So all that came out, and he had all these emails dealing with all these children, all these little child references and shit in there. Then they did an investigation on him. He had half-naked child pictures in his house and all that shit. Then right after that, Corey Feldman came out and he said his whole life mission from that point on was going to be to expose the child trafficking ring.
Until they told him, shut your greasy head ass up, boy.
Right after that, right when that happened is when all the bullshit happened. When Bill Cosby gets R. Kelly, all of this shit starts to happen. As soon as he comes, he says, I'm gonna come out and do this. I don't care if they kill. He said, I don't care if they kill me or whatever. Then all you see is all this other shit. Niggas getting villainized about sex trafficking.
Send in the niggers.
Send in the niggas. And if you notice, every single person that's been in front of the camera who's been blown up has only been a nigga. Even they got Morgan Freeman for some bullshit.
I remember.
Yeah, so that was all of that. Throw in the niggas, pull Harvey Weinstein back to the side. And you haven't heard anything about Harvey Weinstein, even though his trial is still going on.
He got a trial coming now.
But you haven't heard anything about it. They only want you to look at the niggas, and then that whole what's the homeboy name that just got choked up? Epstein. Yeah. So the Epstein was a part of that whole child trafficking thing. He had that island that he owned was
he
called
was like a madam.
Yeah, exactly. It was called Pedophile Island. And that's where Bill Clinton had took 28 trips on his plane, to that island. So all of that shit, is all mixed in together, and they don't want any of that shit coming out. So what you're gonna see is niggas did wrong and nothing else.
Wow. Just to keep it off of the super elite, didn't he have a painting of Bill Clinton in his crib wearing a blue dress?
Dude. And then you tie all of this shit. And then you tie all of this shit back into the Jewish.
That mic, do you?
You tie all of this shit in with that Jewish occult thing that goes on, the Don May, where they believe that you get powers from sleeping with children. You get power from sleeping.
What the fuck is that?
The Don May occult. The Don May cult. Yeah,
but it goes back further than that, don't it? The Greeks believe that too.
Well, this little cult though, there was the Jacob Frank cult who came out and he said he was Messiah, and then he had all these people following him, and then the Muslims came out and said, "Nigga, you need to stop that, or we're gonna kill you." So then he stopped, but then another dude picked up his cult and started it was called the Don May cult, and basically he did everything where he flipped everything. So like everything that was supposed to be good, they took it and made it bad, and said that okay, well, we need to do bad in the world to balance good, and that would bring about the Messiah. So everything in the occult, in the Don May, everything in the Don May occult is flipped. So they believe in everything that you see fucked up. That's what they believe in. All you gotta do is just look it up. The Don May occult. D-O-N-M-E. No, D-O-N-M-E. D-O-N-M-E.
What in the world? That's crazy. It's real crazy. That's crazy. Now, I'm gonna go to Dean real quick and then Hassan for the same question, because the reason why I like having older brothers on the show, because they can give you like a retrospect of how things have changed. Right? So now, I mean, for instance, you take Bill Cosby. We all kind of understood Bill Cosby a little bit because of the time he was in. The Playboy, what's Mansion, Hugh Hefner, what's that, Spanish Flies shit?
Right.
They was doing all that and having a good time. It was almost just a little bit away from free sex and the 60s and all of that. And so later, for this to be turned into he's a pedophile, he's this, he's a sex offender or whatever, my question is, when you see the way you have to deal with women today, what are the biggest differences from that time till now? Like, how do you approach a woman without offending her? Or this is for Dean.
Well, my approach might be a little different than most. I pretty much, especially in different settings, I wait till women approach me, and
Me
then
too.
yeah, because if you can, I wait till they approach me. Because, for example, I'm walking down the street. I had a big baggy jacket on. It was raining the other week, and there were 2 or 3 young ladies. I won't say what their race was, but it was a mixed race, and they were young, and they were exposing their body and all like this. And then one young lady saw me, and she went to cover up her body. like, like I don't want you looking at me. And I thought in my head, what? If I didn't have this jacket on, all three, y'all would be looking at my body. So, but anyway, so I wait for women to approach me, unless we're in a setting where I've seen this person a few times, 2 or 3 or 4 times, and they say, "Good morning, how are you today? How was your weekend?" Or vice versa. Now we've developed some type of friendship, and then I can say something else to it, and it could lead into.
Timmy Tie Top than Jeff.
You want the same question, man?
Yes. Because people want to know how you actually talk to women. Do you use the same words that you use here?
Yeah, this is funny, but no.
I'm trying to get
No.
to know you on a molecular level.
See,
Maybe we can go out and see some films.
You want to go see a film?
It's a double feature. They playing the films.
well,
at
listen.
The ArcLight.
I'm gonna say this. I mastered the art of no game with no game.
Oh.
With game with no game.
Shit with me.
Yes, I mastered the art of game with no game. So you just
That's it.
come in, you aloof, and come in like you're whatever. You just act like you're oblivious, and then they try to Yes. In a joking way, but
I'm gonna put that in.
so everything with me is always about me. I interact with a lot of people at the hair salon because I'm selling juice. Okay, so they know me and they're comfortable with me, so I can always approach anybody based on my conversation. And I come in more about a nice flirting way, and always give compliments.
Timmy's top is tighter today.
To draw them into me most of the time, just give them compliments and just kind of chill with that and just be friends. That's it.
Interesting. Jeff?
Now more than ever, and I was going to say this for the rant, but the sister operating the board seemed to be a little bit taken aback when Brother Dean said he wait for women to come to him. This is a wake-up call for all the sisters that are watching. Have you heard about the great American black woman shortage? Me either. Okay.
Right.
Brother Dean, a few questions for you.
Yes, sir.
You are aware that the HIV virus is running rampant, especially among men on the down low, right?
Yes, sir.
But that don't have nothing to do. You didn't start that, right?
No, I did not.
How about overcrowding in the prisons? You
Nothing
didn't
to
start
do with
that.
it.
That's not
Never
you,
been
right?
to prison a day in my life.
Dudes that don't want to do shit with their life. That ain't your fault.
That
is it?
really ain't my
That really
thing.
is not
No,
your fault.
no, that's not my thing.
However, as a 60-plus-year-old black man
62.
in shape, the police ain't looking for you. You don't need to borrow nobody's money. You are the commodity.
Absolutely.
You are the commodity.
Hallelujah.
That's
Find
what I'm
10
saying.
of them in anywhere. Find 10 of them in church, 10 of them in the club, 10 of them. He don't have to. I don't have to. I came into this knowledge early and I teach my sons this. Stay away from dudes who say, I'm finna go get some pussy. No. Son, you don't get pussy. You giving out dick.
Talk to him, Maud.
You
Yes,
giving
Lord.
out dick. Because you have the most to lose in this encounter.
Pastor Brown, please speak on this.
Okay.
Pastor.
You are about to splice genes with someone. You are risking
Yes.
splicing genes with somebody who can have you financially, socially,
Won't he do
morally,
it?
and spiritually
Won't he
on
do
the
it?
hook
Yes,
for 18
Lord.
years.
Yes.
Look at it that way. Buy hoes, move to Vegas, and adopt kids is what I tell young kids,
Lord.
young
Yes,
dudes.
yes.
With regard to me, were I a single man and chivalry, I'm going to be very chivalrous, but I ain't racist. That's the new thing. I'm not going to race you to the door to open it for you. If you want me to open the door, you want me to treat you like a queen, then you are going to have to separate yourself from the commoners.
And I'm going to tell you, let me tell you something. People think that male ego is the worst of all. No, it might be the most destructive, but it ain't the most vindictive.
No, it sure ain't.
It's
Not at all.
not the most petty either. See, to me, vindictiveness and pettiness in comparison is feminine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jealousy, feminine.
Jealousy and comparing yourself and not feeling like you let me tell you something.
Nigga, you ain't nobody. Feminine.
Let me tell you something. When a woman finds the center of herself, where she's not dependent on the approval of a man, her mama, or her daddy, you dealing with something right there. You dealing with something very special.
Hold it to Boko Shop.
And that's rare, right? And that's rare. A self-realized whole woman, not a fragmented woman looking for you to stucco a part of the life she can't get over. No, a whole woman. When you find a whole woman, then all bets are off. Then you can say, you know what? I'm throwing in my hand.
Yeah, I'm a cash. I'm a yeah.
I ain't got nothing else.
Yes.
Hey, I'm
Shout
good.
out to Mrs. Brown.
You get what I'm saying? You get to say it's all good.
Yeah.
We finna just travel on off. We done linked up.
Right. This is a whole woman. I don't have to have 4 of them to build one woman now.
You understand? Exactly. But for the most part, you get broken men getting with broken women and then blaming each other for the brokenness that, you know, they encounter from each other. Listen, I'm trying to tell you right now, if you got somebody that has accepted the fact that you're flawed and you're a work in progress and that they ain't got nothing to do with your progress or your process, all they can do is walk with you through it, you doing okay.
How about it?
But if you got somebody that's gonna critique your process and impede your progress.
If you're dealing with a broke fixer.
Say it.
If you're dealing with a broke fixer, that's what black folks kill me when they go, well, the church is like a hospital. Bullshit. When you go to a hospital, you don't see sick people getting out of the beds going to diagnose other sick people. Okay? You got a doctor doing that shit.
But ain't that what Oprah doing to Russell Simmons?
Right.
She's part of the sick culture that's gonna put him on trial for the sick shit they do behind closed doors. Come on.
Until monkey chutney.
Monkey chutney gate.
Let me bust you with that. I'm gonna sue the bitch. I'm gonna put my leaves together and I'm going to court, goddammit. I still got burns on my ass area from that freaky ass Oprah with the monkey chutney.
The chutney tapes.
Right?
The chutney tapes.
That's what stopped it. I'm telling you. Russell pulled his card on Oprah. That's what happened. And she don't know how he got it.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Russell pulled some favors to get Oprah's card.
Put that damn documentary out on
Russell said, okay, what you need? Y'all need some white folks. You need some white folks shot up. I got some niggas that'll do that. Whatever it is you need, I'm gonna give you that. You give me Oprah's that monkey chutney tape. I'm gonna go, yeah. Now, what you finna do, Oprah? That's what happened.
I'm going to step down from pursuing said documentary because there's some things that have come to light.
All my Chicago pimp hustler nigga senses say that's exactly what happened.
All right, so did you guys know, that, and I didn't know this, I don't even know if this is a credible source, but I thought it was interesting, a read here. The forgotten assassination of Martin Luther King's mother.
How about it?
In 1974.
Yes.
Martin Luther King's mother was assassinated in 1970. What was she assassinated for? Does anybody know? We don't like his mama.
Right.
We gonna kill his mama.
His mama? What was she doing?
It was a Sunday, and Mrs. King and her family were at their Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia, which was headed by her husband, Reverend Martin Luther King Sr.
Okay.
King Sr. was not at church that day. Mrs. King was reportedly elated that she would be playing a new organ that the church had just received in front of about 500 congregants. The 69-year-old began playing the organ for the Lord's Prayer while the congregation bowed their heads. That was when the attack began. A young man, later identified as Marcus Wayne Chenault, jumped from a pew and yelled, "I'm talking over here. I'm tired of all of this." Then, he then drew his pistol, and for the next 90 seconds, fired wildly and continuously, hitting Mrs. King, another elderly woman, parishioner, and a 69-year-old church deacon, Mr. Edward Boykin.
There are nothing but horrible jokes jumping in my head.
Martin Luther King's mother was slain too. She was assassinated too.
Wow.
And doesn't that story sound familiar? When Malcolm was speaking, the saying is different.
Get your hand out my
Get
pocket.
your hand out my. Is that the prerequisite assassination cry? I need to yell out a slogan. I'm tired of y'all talking, and then
Right.
the dude starts shooting. Is that like? I need to understand what's going on. This must have been personal.
Yeah.
No, this must
Yeah.
have been personal because
he didn't like that song, I guess.
no, it's even bigger than that
Tired of this
because
shit. Every Sunday
remember,
we're gonna start with this. It ends today.
no, remember now, listen, remember, the first time, shit, Jeff made me forget my goddamn point. And fucking bombarding us with jokes and interrupting.
I'm just saying, some certain songs you don't want to hear over and over. Ah, Father. This is the 187th time. Where my gun? Where my goddamn gun? Okay, I done told him not to play this shit.
That's what I was going to say. Remember, the family of Martin Luther King sued the United States government and won
Yes.
for the wrongful death, assassination of Martin Luther King. And then his mama got killed in 74? So now this goes back to a bigger point that we've been trying to make a long time. He didn't get killed for his nonviolence and let's bring everybody together and kumbaya.
Ooh, come on, brother.
He got killed because he came up there and said, "What's up with the bread?" And then he attacked everything that all these so-called black leaders are proponents of, which is bootstrapperism. Pull yourself up by the boots. He attacked all of that. He was like, how can we pull ourselves up by the boots?
We don't have
We don't
any
have
boots.
no goddamn boots.
I have a Zoe, if I may suggest. There is a clip. If you look at the I Have a Dream speech, millions of views. I dare you. I challenge you out there. I hope we can do it in here. Search YouTube militant MLK. There is a speech that has less than 10,000, 15,000 views of Dr. King right before he died, sounding exactly like Malcolm X. Exactly, laying it down and talking about what you did, the land grants. He lays it all down and say that now when we go to Washington, we coming for our check.
And he's actually,
And that's why he got killed.
you're right, and he died very shortly, if not like a couple of days after he
Yes.
gave the speech where he said the Negro has been exiled in his own land.
Yes.
So go and look at that speech where he was breaking off. He said the Negro has been exiled in his own land. So they started to understand who was who and what was what, and they were coming back for it. And they were like, oh, hell no.
Dean, you've seen it now. You 62.
Yes, sir.
Now, you've seen a little bit. I don't know if you go all the way back, but you've seen a bit.
Yes.
Tell us about Martin Luther King, his impact, and then ultimately, have we realized the dream, or would he see today as a nightmare?
Well, his impact on my peers and family members and myself at that time in the 60s, because I was born in 1957, and in the early 60s, I can remember the day he was assassinated. We were in school, and they shut school down. It was like, martial law or something.
Yeah, because we don't know what these niggas finna do.
Right. It was just and it was in the middle of the day, and it was a kind of a cloudy, real dreary day. I'll never forget it. And everybody was like, "What's going on?" They said, "Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated." And I remember my principal at the time was a gentleman, and somebody said Martin Luther King died, and he yelled at everybody. He said, "No, Martin Luther King didn't die. They shot him. If somebody wouldn't have shot him, he would still be here. He didn't. You die when
Right.
you
He didn't have an aneurysm.
Exactly. You don't wake up from your sleep, you die. You
You
sleep
didn't
last
choke
night.
on a ham sandwich, damn it.
Yes. And so
Be clear.
I remember we started walking, and I was like, man, we got to run. You know, we got to get to the house. And me and my brother and sister, we got home. My mother was crying. It was the type of thing where it impacted us in such a, because he had a positive in our home. He had a positive impact. And my mother went to a Black Panther meeting. She was very well wanted. I remember her in her black leather, vest and her jeans and going and saying, it's kind of like we hear from Tupac's mother. Mm-hmm. My mother was that type of the 60s. She was like, we lived in Compton, California. And so it was all about trying to become a better family, trying to, have a better home, trying to purchase a home, a good job. And so Dr. King had a positive influence on my life for what he was doing. But then as I grew up, and then I started to read for myself and to listen and look at videotapes and, like you were saying, see different articles, it made me say, wow, what was going on? What was really behind the scene? Because there's so many things that it almost makes me say, geez, do we want to open up this can of worms? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's very interesting to me because, if you listen to all the different narratives out there, man.
Yes.
Martin Luther King, we have to throw in this narrative. Let's be objective here. We have to throw in this narrative. Martin Luther King was an alpha.
Yes. Come on.
See, I always look at it, right? And Charles Minton and all those guys who created the boule.
Yes.
Okay. And then boule means, what does it mean? Of the servant, of something, of the master? What does it mean? Come on, man.
Sedity ass niggas.
No, not.
Because them niggas always.
They
when
were an offshoot of the
I already know that part, offshoot of the Skull and Bones. I'm saying, what does the word boule mean? Right? Because our guy, I forgot the brother who broke the whole thing down. I forgot his name, good brother. But I always ask this question because it seems like, no, it's not fur pump. It just seems like those types of brothers are always in the mix of political change. And if they are always in the mix of political change, do they somehow know what the price is to pay? Listen to what I mean by that. Right? It can look like a prophecy if only you and the conspirator know. Do you see what I'm saying?
I can make the con look like prophecy if I keep it a secret.
Like, we're gonna kill you.
Right.
An advisory council.
There's an advisor to the king.
An
That's
advisor
what it
to the
means.
king, an
Yes.
advisory council of elders from the
Yes.
Greeks.
Yes. So again, when we look at all of these things, man, all the different movements that have ever happened in American society that deals with African Americans trying to get some kind of justice, there's always been, Steve Coakley was the one who did the whole breakdown.
Man, he got so much stuff on them.
And he broke down like a whole lot that really made sense. And I was like, well, let's delve into it. Let's see what it's really about. You understand? So I question it. It makes me look at Colin Kaepernick sideways because you're a Kappa. Rosa Parks.
Yep.
You was an AKA. It just makes me go, if Steve Coakley was 100% accurate,
On that. Yep.
right? It just makes me go, did you get out of line? Because these are the advisors to the king.
Yep.
What's the role? What's the relationship? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I know that media is scripted. They don't want certain shit to get out. If they don't want something in the news, it ain't gonna be in the news.
Nope.
But if you getting hella news time and airtime, we need this out there.
Yes, we need somebody distracted.
People
Someone
don't
needs to be
understand the
distracted.
power of marketing
Or conditioning.
and psychology and conditioning. There's certain shit that they're putting out there to mold a particular narrative.
Distraction and conditioning.
Do you understand? So when I see just all the shit lined up, you mean everybody on the balcony was in a fraternity?
Oh yeah, Steve Coakley got the best video breaking that down about how actually Jesse Jackson was involved in that shit.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody,
Yep,
Al Sharpton, fraternity,
Al
Jesse
too,
Jackson,
yep.
fraternity, everybody. What does it mean? I just want to know what it means. If somebody could just say, hey, well, this is what the shit mean. It don't really mean this, that, and the third. Well, tell me.
Nah.
Because I'm objective and I stay open-minded. I got friends. I got family.
Frat.
Yeah, of different friends. So I'm looking at it all being lined up.
There they go.
Everybody up there is in the fraternity.
Yep. How about playing the video of we moved out of the way so that he could have a clear shot?
Right. Yes.
The Dick Gregory bus.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, if there are conspirators up there
Who would they be?
that were working against King, then that means even the fraternities go at each other.
Man.
There is no each other.
Even the fraternities can be bought off and turned to go.
Of course.
I'm trying to understand.
Created by Caucasians in the first place.
Put it in the rant.
They was created by Caucasians in the first place.
There is no each other. Once you erase the concept of each other, okay, the blue rocks are no different than the red rocks that are no different from the little man who looks like he's diving, that is no different from the plants, that is no different from the feeder that's in my aquarium. When I own the aquarium and I put the shit in the aquarium, the rocks are no different than the fish. Whatever I need to replace, I fucking replace. Now maybe the fish want to argue over who's an angelfish and who's a guppy, but you're all just fucking fish to me. And if you get down wrong in my tank, I can take and throw the whole fucking tank out.
Yeah.
So this concept that maybe everybody, like Kaepernick being a Kappa, I'm fine with it because he stepped outside of twirling that stick.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Qs that do what they supposed to be doing because what the system says is all I want you niggas to do is twirl the stick and then you niggas stomp around in gold boots,
Right.
dog.
Right.
That's what I want you doing. As long as you do that, as long as you help the community in these guidelines that keep the fish in the fish tank, you cool. Now, if you start talking about taking this motherfucker down to the lake to let the fish free, well, then now we gonna have a goddamn problem. And the fish-free ideas come to those who find themselves as Kappas and Qs.
And that's one truth, but I think what I'm trying to convey here is it's all scripted out, and I think either they know they're gonna get popped sooner or later, like a drug dealer, or they just don't know because it adds to the realism of the effect. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you get what I'm saying? Oh, choose one of those because they are compliant to participating in scripts we present to them. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't choose a Nipsey.
Right. Right. Because he didn't ever play your reindeer games.
You couldn't choose a Malcolm.
No, remember Ron Brown?
Do you see?
Ron Brown tried to do
I'm gonna come to you. I see.
Man. 2 in the back of the head.
What did Ron Brown do though?
tried to get some brothers in the elite circle. Some brother billionaires or millionaires.
He tried to get some
Oh, sorry.
brother millionaires in some, in the 100 millions. He tried to get them in this elite circle with these billionaires, and they was like,
I thought he was trying to get deals and funnel money
Well, that's what I'm saying.
through to different
That's
businesses
but being connected to that elite circle from Bill Clinton, from being connected to Bill
He was
Clinton.
trying to play the
Yeah,
game,
he
yeah.
was trying to be like, oh, I'm about to bring all y'all niggas in with me here.
And then what
connect
happened?
this
That
business
plane
up.
crashed, and then when they found his
Yes.
body on that plane, there was a bullet hole in the top of his head.
Yep.
Right.
No.
How you get a bullet hole in the top of your head in a plane crash that everybody died in?
Yep. And he was super boule.
Right.
He was super boule. But nah, nigga, you doing some, like you said, out of bounds shit. Don't step outside. the
What's
goddamn
out of
lines.
bounds for 2020? Dean, you had something to say.
I was going to say that I remember being watching a film of Dr. King in the auditorium. Everybody was taken to the auditorium, and it was regarding Marian Anderson. And it just coincidental, I was going to Marian Anderson Elementary School at the time in Compton, California. And the film was Dr. King speaking about what is your blueprint. He was speaking to students at a junior high school on what are you going to do with your life. And he was going to the point of, are you just going to allow yourself to get drawn in to the drugs? Are you going to allow yourself to get drawn into the alcohol, the violence, to the streets? You know, to basically the low existence, the low level of life.
Low frequency, yeah.
Yes, and he said, but you got to have a blueprint. And I remember I never heard anything like that at all. I'm like, what is the blueprint? And when he was saying this speech, and you guys can look it up, it's on YouTube. You can look up this speech, and he was telling you about going to school, educating yourself, not settling to be the C student in class, doing your homework, not caring what anyone else thought. And I mean that film. When I walked out that auditorium that day, I said in my mind I was never the same. Because I began to do my homework, and I began to listen in class. I moved my seat from like the middle of the class to the first row, second row. And then it impacted me so I became an A student. And so Dr. King, in that speech, again, what is your blueprint, made me where I said, I want to become an engineer. And I became an engineer. I was an engineer with McDonnell Douglas for 16 years and did great. So, yes,
and
sir.
And then there's that on top of the other. Okay.
So, but my point is, you know, when we're sitting here and I'm listening to the conversation and what we're saying, the dialogue, and it's crazy because I don't believe that if we don't allow, that's the best way I can put it. If I don't allow something to happen to me or a person to put something on me, it won't happen. You know, we can move away from anything. And so I got to a point where I didn't care what you thought. My dad died when I was 11. I was in a house with just a mother, and my mother let me be the man. So I said, okay, I don't care what. I'm gonna go there. I don't care what any of these niggas think in this project where I'm at. You know, and so my mother had a 38, a Snubno 38. She handed it to me. One time we heard a noise outside, rumbling out the window and everything. And my mother said, here, go outside and handle that. And I was like, oh, no, she didn't give me the gun, God. She gave me the 38.
I don't think you're going to be able to get this back, Mama.
Hey, and I get to go outside and check it out. So I walked outside. She said, let them know. She said, baby, don't take the safety off. Let them know you have a firearm. I said, shoot. I took the safety off as soon as I walked out the door, and I walked back there. I ain't let nobody know I have a firearm. I'm coming out here, and if something is going down, it's going down because it sounded like they were trying to come into the house.
Right.
But my point is from a young age, all the way up, I just became an independent thinker, and I'm not going to let anyone stop me from what I want. In fact, if I came and asked you for something, you said, no, we can't do it, then I'll go ask him. And if he said, tell me no, and if he said, and if I go through everyone in this room and they say no, I'm keep going, hey, because the system.
Didn't I tell you about his mindset? I
Brother,
told you.
man.
So but let me do this real quick, because
Yes, sir.
let me do this real quick. Mike Jones, somebody named Mike Jones in the chat room says, Zoe, you reaching on the frat situation. I would be reaching if I believed it to be true. All I'm doing is asking questions. It would be a reach if I thought it was true. I don't know if it's true or not. All I know is what dots look like when they line up.
Right.
So,
Right.
So I'm just asking.
Connect
like,
the
for
dots.
instance, it's a fraternity. Is it Masonic? And if it is Masonic, what is the relationship between fraternities, right? Greek letter fraternities and Masonry.
We'll see.
Well, let me finish this, and then I'm gonna throw it back to you. Because many Christians believe that Masonry is directly connected to Luciferianism.
Right.
Now, I know different. I know what the real science is. Do you? So you reaching, am I? You get a fraternity. They're both fraternities, right? Masonry, Freemasonry,
Right.
and fraternities.
Right.
They have rituals. The hazing is just like the military when they're deconstructing who you are and rebuilding who you gonna be.
Exactly.
It's a reprogramming
Yes.
of what it. Don't listen. I don't know what the fuck it is because I ain't been through it. But I do get to ask questions, right?
Actually, I have.
You Fred?
I belong to a fraternity.
Oh,
it's
you
called
Fred.
Semper Fi. I belong to the biggest, baddest fraternity.
Oh, yeah,
the Deer
that is
Qs
a
and
Fred.
Kappas.
That is a Fred.
You're not fucking with
That
my
is a Fred.
fraternity. You're not. With regard to him, to Zoe reaching, that's kind of like somebody who plays Madden, telling Madden that he's reaching. You're out of your depth, is basically what I'm saying.
Fraternities are farm leagues for masonry, basically. This is how they find the masons who are going to be prominent in masonry through the fraternities where they come up, like Skull and Bones.
I would ask, what is the resource that proves that?
That proves what?
That the fraternities are a farm league for Freemasonry.
You can go read any Freemason's book, Freemason who's written a book about it, especially on Skull and Bones, on how they use the kids from Skull and Bones. They tap them early, and then they watch them, and then they pull them and bring them into the organizations, and then place them in prominent positions in governments throughout the world or throughout America. That's common knowledge about.
Is a book not anything other than a collection of thoughts?
That's what it is, Jeff.
That's what a book is.
That's what I thought it was.
Dear people watching this, I don't need to read shit to feel what comes to me. And fuck your thoughts if you think I gotta read a book in order to tell you something. Because some of the smartest people I ever met never went past the 8th grade. Yeah. So this whole concept of where did I get my shit, regardless to what I tell you, if you really thinking, you can question any book. Every book is up to question. You basically, what you are saying with regard to us reaching is that you really like the reindeer games that you guys play. And I understand that. It is so cute to dress alike. I like dressing alike. I love Marines.
He said it's so cute to dress alike.
It's so cute. It's so nice that you do stuff for the community as a Kappa, as if you couldn't unless you wore red and white. It is so cute that you do stuff for the community as a Q, as if you couldn't do it without wearing purple and gold.
And listen,
it is so cute that you think that there's a such thing as a black Greek fraternity when all knowledge from Greece, all architecture from Greece, all science, all culture was stolen from you. So basically what you are doing is bragging about the motherfuckers that stole from you.
Right.
Or
and that ain't a reach.
Or, because that's a great point. Jeff just slapped us upside the dome piece with.
But John Henry Clark said it.
Or the original Greeks were black.
Yes.
Then there's that.
Then there's that. Do you see what I'm saying? The original Greeks were black. And that's a fact. Yes. That's a proven fact.
Minoans and Mycenaeans before the Greeks, those were niggas.
So when John Henry Clark is talking about the group of Greeks that had to wait to get into the ancient mystery schools of Egypt, he might be talking about a sliver of time when Europeans took over Greece, right? But he might not be talking about Greek culture as a whole. Greek culture as a whole has to be the stepchild or the little brother of ancient Africa.
Yes.
Period.
Them niggas is Kemet fucking
period.
Kemetophiles.
And I'm not saying that the Greek fraternities of today acknowledge the fact that ancient Greek was black.
No, they don't.
No, hell no. You ain't gonna see that. No. They'll show some pictures on the History Channel of some Mycenaeans and Minoans, but they don't acknowledge who they were. They'll flash a picture real quick, boop, and then move to the pale Greeks.
Let's stop jumping around that. Okay. Am I the only one that grew up during this area? this era, oh, that nigga rude and he on the football team, he probably gonna be a Q.
Man,
Oh,
yep.
he kind of cute.
My
The
brothers are
cute ones
cute.
is Kappas.
My brothers are cute.
The cute ones is Kappas. The light skins is Kappas. The paper bag test for AKAs. Are we not going to pretend that niggas love ritual and shiny shit? Are we really going to get away from that?
But what you have to give, and you're right about all of this. He's right about all of this. You know, I got an uncle that's a Q. I got a nephew that's a Kappa. I mean, I understand. But what it's supposed to be about is service.
Yes.
Right? That's what it's supposed to be about, which is in alignment with Masonry.
But service to who?
Because Masonry is about service. But the question is, Masonry has always been dogged by this shadowy past of Luciferianism,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And not only Luciferianism, but also almost like, because it's a brotherhood, nepotism.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm only gonna help mine.
Yep. That's
If
it.
I'm in the courtroom and that judge
It's a
is,
Mason.
and
We do our little hand signal.
The hand signal stand a
Mhm.
certain way.
Yep.
He know I'm in a
Yep.
distress. I may get off.
That's real shit
I don't
too.
even have an
That's
argument.
real
I
shit.
don't have an issue with that. What I truly believe that fraternities, Masonry, what I really believe they are about is separating the rulers and the doers and the movers and the shakers from the commoners. I think that is the key issue here, is that from the beginning of time, man has stood up and looked around and went, you know what? Y'all are some stupid motherfuckers.
But that's
We
what I'm
need
saying.
to find a way to separate us from the stupid motherfuckers and make shit work.
But Jeff, you making a
Sorta.
solid point, right? Because that would make the argument that even being in a fraternity, like being an alpha, didn't save MLK.
Thank you. Because the point here is just like professional sports, Masonry, college, Kappas, in this particular society, what we do is we harvest the strong among you and brainwash them against helping the rest of you. What would you do if there was no NFL and it was just a bunch of niggas like Shaq walking around? It'd be a lot harder to pull a sister out of the car and beat her down.
Well,
But you know what I did
Jeff,
with all of you athletes, you strong, you mighty, you strong-minded. I have placed you outside of redlining so that you can brag about being the only nigga on the block. I have taken all of you fast, strong, accurate, pulled you aside and gave you some trinkets and took you out of the hell that I am making more of a hell. And that's what I think this whole fishbowl is about. And unless you can look at the entire fishbowl, it doesn't matter about you being a Q or a Kappa or a Mason. What is the big game? And where are you in it?
But Jeff, I think you oversimplify.
Sure, that's my gift.
I think you oversimplify.
That's my gift.
I think you oversimplify it right here. We're gonna make sure you don't help the others.
Yes, that's the point. That's the whole point of it.
No, they are trained to help. But within the construct of
yeah.
what help means.
Yes, we're going to help you onto the train.
What I mean by this is, no. Listen to me. Listen to me now. This is what I mean by this. White people will give you the term diversity.
Sure.
They know diversity doesn't uproot racism.
Right.
It
right.
keeps the people in power in the selection process to say, we choose this brown one. Come on up here with us. And you represent diversity. We choose this feminine one. Come over here. And
That is the very definition of elite. Means to choose, to pick.
so you see what I'm saying?
Means you come up with us. You're elite.
So
You.
So maybe they're not overtly taught, don't associate with, maybe they are. Don't associate with, don't help, don't look out for your brothers or whatever. But I think they are taught service.
Yes.
Go provide backpacks.
To the unwashed.
Go provide food.
To the unlearned.
Go provide whatever. Go provide whatever.
To the ignorant.
Let me. God.
I'm with you. He's like, yeah, I'm riding with you, my nigga.
But do you see what I'm saying? Provide these things that are going to always be missing because it's always going to be imbalanced. And we need you as stewards of the community to look like we doing something and building people. Do you get what I'm saying? It is help. It is service. But it ain't gonna never change.
Thank you.
Listen, we took a motherfucking tour to the goddamn Rams football stadium. That motherfucker $5 billion.
What?
$5 billion.
$1 billion.
The LA stadium where the Rams and the Chargers are gonna play is $5 billion.
God
There's a
damn.
stadium inside the stadium for acts who can't fill up the whole stadium. Y'all want to rock with 20,000 people? Go fuck in a little stadium inside the stadium.
We got something for Beyonce, and then we got something for the UTFO.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
The way it's set up is 80-20. It's 80-20, 80-20, 80-20. 80% suites, 20% regular admission. The rest of the country is reversed. It's 80% regular admission, 20% suites. The suites over here, boy, I really don't want to just spill too much, but
That's ridiculous.
first off,
They're building a new Coliseum.
it's designed for wealthy people.
Yes, they're
Yes.
building a new Roman Coliseum.
Yep.
It is the epitome of gentrification.
Yes.
Entertain me, monkeys.
It is the epitome of gentrification.
And if you think this $5 billion project started 5 years ago, if you think this $5 billion project started 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or even 15 years ago, that's because you think like niggas. White folks, why do you think extremely rich, old, about to die white men are fighting tooth and nail to stay billionaires? Do you think it's for them? No, it's for those who come after them. Do you think they do this shit just for themselves? The niggas can't plan a family reunion. These motherfuckers are planning decades ahead.
Let me tell you, we were on a floor in the middle of the stadium that no fans, no regular fans
Are ever gonna touch.
are ever gonna see. It was so outrageously stunning.
Okay.
I was like,
Can I comment on that one?
the top floor is for the commoners. Y'all gonna be,
Yes.
Top floor is for the fans.
that's for the fans. Y'all gonna be watching.
The rest of this
It's 8 floors. 8 floors for you. 7 down, suites.
spectators. There's a difference between fans and spectators. Spectators can watch. Fans get involved. Fans are the people who go, we need a quarterback. We lost. The kicker screwed us up. We gonna beat y'all. Let me explain something to you about your part of the we. When you say we, when you're talking about a team, your part of the we is the part that goes to jail if you get too close to the team bus. You're not. That's not you.
You know-
You're a fan.
Can I comment on that?
Yes.
You know, when I just might say it again, but when I was licensed by the Pasadena Tournament of Roses in 1994, I was the
When I
first.
did that,
I was the first. I was the. I mean, you can. As they say, as everyone says, you know, you can Google it. But and I was the first African American officially licensed. Everybody else was out on the streets. The brothers, which I was. When I first got started, I was a bootlegger. I sold T-shirts, hat, and all that stuff for years. But anyway, I finally got on the inside. But what you're saying is absolutely true. They said, okay, here's everyone come in line. You know, we're gonna go show you all the areas. You know, where you can go throughout the stadium, the Rose Bowl. And we're walking through the Rose Bowl, and there's areas in the Rose Bowl. There's a room in the Rose Bowl that they have rows and rows of tables with chairs with nothing but money counting machines.
Yes, yes.
And I went walking in there, and the guy said, hold up. He said, I know who you are, but you can't walk in here unless your name is on the list and you have your all-access pass. So I went back out, and I said, oh, my bad. It was in my bag. I put it on and walked through there. And when you walk in the room on game day, on New Year's Day, you will, it's so breezy in this room because these machines are, man, it's crazy, right? You go in there, and I'm walking in here thinking, my first year, I went in there, and I had 17,000 seat cushions for $10. So I made $170,000, because I sold out, $170,000 in one day. But you can't walk out of the stadium with that money. You have to take a cashier's check, and so they count your money for you 3 times. They write you a check, and they take like a small percentage for themselves. But my point is, I'm in this room when you talk about the elite and upstairs and downstairs, and I'm thinking, how do you put it when you text it? WTF? What's going on? This is crazy. And then when I got with the Lakers, that was just one day. And then when I was with Chick Hearn, I was rolling with Chick Hearn, you guys, and Snoop Dogg. I was riding with Chick, helped me get this thing licensed with the Lakers and Derek Fisher. Chick Hearn took me some places in the Staples Center.
He does get on the roll, so we gotta.
And I'm
pull
like,
him in.
yeah, and I was like, this is crazy. You mean there's an area for common folk, and there's an area for rich people that I mean.
It's almost like when you go to Vegas and you go back, there's a whole world.
Yeah, it's like the red or the blue pill. And everybody is on,
right.
Everybody else is on the red pill, but you're on the blue pill.
When you're on the, yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's a whole different world.
So listen, we've arrived at the time that is famous all over the world. It's Jeff Brown's. It is famous all over the world. People love your rant.
Back on my chair.
Now, typically your rant's supposed to be 3 minutes, but Jeff,
sometimes pastor go long.
He's a visiting pastor. And for every minute he go over, that's less time our ushers have to get the plates out there to the parishioners. Speaking of that, we got 1.1 thousand people in the chat room. We got over 1,000 people in the chat room watching right now. For everybody that has hit the super chat button, we really appreciate it. But it's a lot of you guys that we get less than 1% participation on that. And we don't like that. We want everybody to hit the like button. We want everybody to hit the super chat button. Show your appreciation for this very unique, highly unique content. Please, please, please support the channel. Now, without further ado, Jeff Brown's intellectual rant.
Right. Turn the do into a don't. Let's get started. Let's get started with and thank you, Brother Dean, for coming in today. Brother Dean, his past represents the only future you have, black people. There needs to be more of us who can walk up on people and spit on them, and they don't know how much money we got. If you notice, as he spoke about his accomplishments, he did not bring up who got voted in. He did not bring up any scholarships he had for how fast he could run, how far he could throw, how high he could jump, or how well he could sing. This man did business. Business is where we are going to succeed. Everything you got is connected to something that you do that is connected to some white man's money. We have got to find a way to disconnect from that. This brother just told you, just gave a web address. If you have a business that you are trying to get off the ground and you making some goddamn sense. I'm not talking about filming shit in homie vision, 2 niggas with a van and a camera. No, with a real idea. This man has just pointed a place for you to go with your real ideas. Because this concept of singing and dancing your way, which is really what you all doing, which is really what we all kind of doing, huh? We all kind of get up and sing and dance our way through life. When the FEMA camps get here, it's going to be some niggas doing the electric slide in them.
But I have a role on this movie now.
Right.
Roll your ass in this bus.
Thank you. When you wear sports gear, when you talk about how diehard a fan you are, when you tailgate party, what you are doing is promoting your own distraction. That's all you, when you show up and you are diehard Rams or Packers, you are telling everybody that this particular thing is the distraction that I have chosen. As long as you understand that that's exactly what it is, that to get the whole world almost to show up on a Sunday, that you have chosen to pick out the fastest, strongest, luckiest, because luck comes into play, and whoever paid the referees, we're not going to bring that up. But these people have made it, and they're here on this Super Bowl Sunday, and the commercials cost millions more. Why do you think the commercials cost millions more? Because we have a corral of the distracted. You are distracted. Quick. You stupid. How many, dear gay and lesbians, to the gay and lesbian community.
You're writing a lot of letters right now.
Yeah. To the gay and lesbian community, could you please, if any of you are in the chat room, provide a link, any links, that show any gay and lesbian people in a group, in an official group, in an official capacity, dealing with the murder of Sandra Bland. Any feminist groups, yes, feminist groups of a particular title. Could you please show me anywhere now, NOW, National Organization for Women, could you please tell me when you came to the aid of a Tatiana Jefferson? Could you, yeah, Latasha Harlins. Dear black feminists, you being fucking played. The feminist movement has never been about you. That's been about the shit that a white woman got with her man. We ain't kept shit from you ever.
Yeah, we have.
What?
Some things.
Okay, you stupid.
Go ahead.
There's nothing we've kept from you. Stop letting people co-opt your struggle without you checking them for co-opting your struggle. Gay people love talking about how much the gay struggle is like the black struggle. Let's clear this up. In order for the gay struggle to be exactly like the black struggle, 400 years ago, some ships would have had to pull up on the shores of Gayfrica and round up millions of men with their shirt tied over their belly button in a knot with clogs and brought them to this country and forced them to work in the hair and nails industries with house music in the background. That way, gay and black are the same. If not, they're not. And if you are going to insist that being gay is like being black, then I suggest you show your gay ass up. Because I don't see nothing that looks like the village people marching right now with regard to what's going on to black people. And you sure have used a lot of our struggle to not show the fuck up. Another question.
Sir.
For those of you who get confused with whether you gay first or black first. Yeah, enough of that. Take that down. Thank you. And that. Thank you. I don't have to. I don't have to hate you. I don't have to hate you, and I'm not afraid of you to find what you do repulsive. And that's not women and women, because that belies my porn collection. But dudes that fuck dudes, I'm not afraid of it. It's just repulsive. It's like watching a dog eat his own shit. Same thing. I don't like seeing it. If you're going to say that you are like us, then goddamn it, show up and help us, because you sure have not been. And in closing.
Oh, really? Shit.
In closing.
The corralling. This is all you are watching. With fraternities, with sports teams, with whatever group that you consider upwardly mobile. Pick a group. Upwardly mobile accountants, upwardly mobile singers, football players, whatever the fuck. Whatever the fuck. Yes, I've been waiting a while. Whatever the fuck that you are going to say is upwardly mobile. Do you notice that from you black people, all of those people are corralled and taken away and educated and trained and programmed to help everybody but your ass. Everybody. When you go to college, you learn a trade. You learn how to help white folks. You don't learn how to help niggas. Think about it. I'm done. No, it should be some silence. Excellent.
Hey, listen, man. Jeff uses them all the time. Hey, listen. Like I said, man, we don't know it all, but I just want to pose questions, man, that make us think, that challenge us to see things differently. I put a lot of businesses in front of you, and I want you guys to support those businesses. I want you to rock with those businesses. Also, it's 1,000 people in here right now. Please go to my iStar page. My iStar page is iStarVids.com. Once you get there, please subscribe to my iStar page, which is Zo What iStar. Go do that right now. Can you do that right now? Can everybody do that right now? We've been trying to get people to hit the super chat button, hit the support button, hit the like button, hit the share button. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and rocking with us. Of course, Timmy Tight Top, it's his birthday. Hassan McCullough, we appreciate him. We Juice, support We Juice. Support my friend Dean. Dean, tell them about your product one last time.
You can purchase the product by going to expressyourselfsportsmerchandise.com, and there's a link there, and it's available right now. When you buy the first 1,000 people, when you buy one and use the promo code ZO2020, I will give you a second one absolutely free.
All right.
But that's the first 1,000.
Thank you so much for that. And then Kev.
Yo, realnuggets.com.
You just be talking. You need the mic.
I'm loud, nigga. Realnuggets.com. If you buy the hard copy Melanin book, you get this limited edition no capitulation T-shirt right here. These are not in the store. You can't buy them in the store, so you got to get them from me. Only a few people have these. So realnuggets.com. Hit that up.
Jeff.
Incense and Hot Sauce coming this summer. It's a Jeff Brown album, which will feature Neverland, Skyscraper High. Let's Keep Your Feet Our Little Secret. Oh yeah, a bunch of little song, funky ass beats. There's gonna be some production by James Broadway. I can't believe it. Myself, Tracy Carter, some funky, yeah. Yeah, you goddamn it, Oprah, that's your ass. Yeah.
You're gonna have the hit single Monkey Chutney on there.
Monkey Chutney.
Hey, but seriously.
Monkey Chutney.
Seriously. I'm gonna say this.
What does she rub on your balls? Monkey Chutney.
Wait, are you done? No, are you finished?
I'm finished.
You sure? When is the album coming?
This summer. It'll be out this summer.
Okay, cool. We're almost done, but I'm gonna say this. Keep half-assing, black people.
Get him.
You're gonna get half the result. You're gonna get less than half. Do you know how hard it is to maintain an illusion? I'm not even talking about something real. Do you know how hard it is to maintain an illusion? An oasis?
This nigga just put half-ass in with half results.
Watch.
Fucking genius.
Keep thinking you getting by, right? Motherfuckers listen to be entertained, to waste time, to gather jewels, but really don't have no skin in the game. Watch what happens. You're gonna see your reality and your world progressively degenerate right before your eyes. It's very important that you guys understand that you get a group of people come into this room every Wednesday to sit down and show you something about life. And that's not show you a truth. That's not show you a fact. That is to show you a perspective that might be different than yours. There should be some value in that. But if you don't value it and you rely on what you think you know, then your perspective doesn't grow. If your perspective doesn't grow, how can you see your community differently? That's the value of what we do. We don't come in here to purport that we know more than anybody else. We come in here to stretch the boundaries of what you think you currently know. And if you don't see the value in it, then unsubscribe and go somewhere else. I don't mind you going somewhere else. Listen, but we will continue to push the boundaries of this information. We will continue to bring forth different perspectives every week with different shows. So I thank everybody who jumped in, who supported, who rocked with us today. We appreciate it. I'm Zoe Williams, and you might see me later on tonight. Deuces.